Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
It's The In Show, Australia's only show dedicated to innovation from Adelaide, Australia and across the globe.
It's David Grice and Troy Sincock. We're talking to innovators and inspiring people, and this lady is certainly one of them, David.
Absolutely. Jana Matthews from UniSA Centre for Business Growth came in, and the thing that amazed me most about her was that she shared with us that she'd had a 3D printed knee replacement only 3 weeks earlier, no crutches, and she was just able to move like, she was unaided at all. It was unbelievable.
Had she not mentioned it, we wouldn't have even thought anything of it. But to think that she was, utilising an innovation in that way just to get to where we were doing the interview, and then what she had to tell us from there was amazing.
Well, here's a little bit more about that. She's talking about how 3D printing's helping our bodies to actually keep going for longer.
Having just had my second 3D knee printed replacement operation, 3D printing is a big deal.
Wow.
3 weeks yesterday, and I'm already off crutches. And this is my second one. I had the first one done 2 months ago. So the way that, the new things that we're able to do to keep the bodies going longer. And I joke with the people who are on the Aging Well Committee. I said, I don't think anybody wants to age well. I think we all want to stay younger longer. So there's certainly something to say with that. But, they're just amazing emerging trends. Autonomous vehicles are going to change the way we behave, the way we're able to have freedom and flexibility. Numbers of people who are killed in accidents, let's hope they get it to that point.
That's Jana Matthews from the UniSA's Centre of Business Growth. If you haven't listened to any of the last 5 podcasts, just forget about it. We're going to bat them all up in one podcast that includes everything that we have done in the last 7 days. There's interviews, there's inspiring words, there's news, including a story about, going to Mars. You know what? We might not be able to do it. If you're in a spacesuit and you ripped that somehow, you'd be burnt to a crisp.
Well, the radiation would get you, that's for sure.
Definitely would. We're going to find out what we would need to do to get around that and a whole lot more on the In Show podcast next.
The In Show, Inspiration. Subscribe to the In Show podcast on iTunes. A Dave and the Beanstalk production.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.